Uh, Hi. Yeah, it's Divya G. What does the G stand for? Uh, uh Glittery pecs. I wanted to try something new, and a few videos ago, I asked you guys if you wanted me to recreate any covers, and yeah, about 3 things I was absolutely positive. First, Troye Sivan was a gay. Second, there was a part of me, and I didn't know how dominant that part might be, that thirsted for him. And third, I was unconditionally and irrevocably in love with him.
Boop. Boop.
Subscribe.
Boop. Twilight is 13 years old this year. 13. Hitting the puberty stages. This means that there are young teens in secondary school right now that weren't even born when Twilight was released. How could they live without knowing the beauty, appreciating the art that is Twilight? I don't even know if Twilight is even like a thing amongst the younger generation anymore, but if you don't know, a brief history lesson. You know when teachers in English class tell you not to use
"And then I woke up, and it was all a dream,"
or to end your stories with the main character kind of knocking out unconscious and dying? At me next time, Mrs. Brown. Well, Stephanie Meyer said, ¿Qué? No hablo inglés. Because this novel was in fact inspired by her dreams. You know, like whilst other people let their dreams, dwindle and die, Stephanie went to town and gave birth to 7 whole books related to this world about a young adult called Bella as she faces,
the ambiguities and uncertainties of choice, delves into the moral qualms of abstinence, the exploration of eroticism.
Or, to put it into other words, a somewhat plain girl likes broody old vampire with glittery pecs, but sometimes also likes hairy werewolf. Diversity. Okay, let's just look at the original cover and try analyze why it works. Yeah. Okay, so here we have the Twilight cover. You can see it's kind of like simple and bold. We have black representing the dark abyss of Bella's armpits. Desaturated hands, because vampire, they're dead, they have no blood. Red apple. It reminds me of Snow White, so maybe a symbol of a poisoned apple, enticement, but then deceit. It's not what you think it is. You think you're getting an apple, but really you're getting death. And also, it reminds me of Enchanted. It also works because, the Cullens are vegetarians who don't drink human blood, so apple, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. But, if my doctor looked like that, I was looking at the Wikipedia page for this cover, and it said, Stephanie Meyer has said the apple on the cover represents the forbidden fruit from the book of Genesis and Bella and Edward's forbidden love. She uses a quote from Genesis 2:17 at the beginning of the book. It also represents Bella's knowledge of good and evil and the choices she makes. Meyer says, it asks if you are going to bite in and discover the frightening possibilities around you, or refuse and stay safe in the comfortable world you know. An alternative cover features Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson, the actors who played the lead characters in the film adaptation. Wow. Ugh. Stephanie. Her mind. So I kind of wanted to recreate this a little bit. I'm not saying anything's wrong with the cover or that my cover is any better. It's just like a different style. But I thought, because half the movie and half of the time is spent in the woods, I wanted to take inspiration from this iconic scene. Right, so like my original concept was to make the mysterious woods upside down to reflect the shift in what Bella knows to be true as her world also turns upside down. You know, bats sleep upside down, which is also linked to vampires, so subconsciously there's a subtle connection to the two. I also kind of just thought it would look cool. I then spent like a good hour or two deciding on how best to turn this into a digital drawing. Like what color scheme do I want to use, and like do I want to use images or do I want to just like hand draw everything? But I thought, you know what? Let's just pay homage to the iconic colors of the series. And also because I didn't really know what color scheme would work. So we went with red for blood. Period. I think, like, in hindsight, I probably should have watched the movie again before recreating this cover. Ooh, wait. There's an idea. Does anyone want to watch Twilight with me? But, I don't know, the whole Twilight hating thing is just, like, girl, that's so 2008. I know people say that a lot of things that girls like are immediately shut down just because it's popular amongst women. But personally, I feel like it doesn't matter whether Twilight or like 50 Shades of Grey is popular amongst women or not. That's not the reason why I don't think that it's, I don't want to say good, but like it's not my thing personally. I just personally don't like the idea and the messages of Twilight, and also the writing in itself. And like, anyway, this is not a Twilight rant, we're just here to recreate book covers. Here I wanted to create like fang silhouettes coming out of the trees because, you know, they spend most of their time in the woods. Are we out of the woods yet? I also wanted to replace the eye in Twilight with the fangs, indicative of their identity, the self, as a vampire. Also because it kind of looked cool. But it didn't look cool, and it didn't look nice, so I kind of went with this weird like silhouette overlay thing. And then here, I'm just adding like the most subtle gradient to every layer of tree forest, and like it doesn't make that much of a difference, but for me, I love paying attention to the details, so it makes a difference to me. Okay, but like, serious question, what highlight do you use? Oh wow, Rihanna Fenty Beauty Trophy White Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighter. It's quaking. As a homage to his glitter pecs that make me jealous, the final touch is sparkles. So here we go, here's my personal cover, reimagined. Wow. I don't know, I hope you like it. Tell me which one do you like. Like, I feel like there's so much more depth to this cover that meets the eye. So the red on the outside, you know, what is that? Is that a forest? Or the uteral lining? The dots, are they the eggs, glitter, dandruff, or stars? It's all so deep. Oh god, okay. Boop. Boop.
Thank you for watching until the end of the video. I do not have a website just yet, but if you want to look at any of my other external social media things, then the links will be in the description below. And if there is another book which you would like me to recreate the covers of, I'm not saying that any of my covers are any like better or anything, it's just like a different take on what already exists, and we get to express our creativity. So yeah, I hope you like my very shoddy Bella Swan impersonation. I don't know, tell me if you like this type of thing. Even if you don't, what you gonna do about it, because it's my channel, innit? But yeah, okay, bye bye. Okay. Boop.